Today we're going to talk about the course data file process, and I'm going to show you how to download your data files. I'm going to show you how to extract the data files, place the data files into Visual Studio Code, and then we're going to add some extensions into the Studio Code application to make the coding easier. And you're going to be installing HTML, CSS support. You're going to be using the live server, material icon theme, and then open in browser. To download your data files, you're going to go into your course underneath the content area, and then you're going to come down to topic 2, getting started with data files, and then you're going to find your CIS 1350 data files. What you're going to do is you're going to click on that link, and then you're going to download the file. When you download the file, more than likely it's going to download into your downloads folder. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. Here is my file explorer. This is my downloads folder, and sure enough, that's where my file went. Now it downloads as a zipped file or an archived file. The way that you would unarchive it or unzip it is basically either with some application. You can use pzip, which is a free version. The web address is here, and if you click on it, it will actually take you to the website, so you could actually download the software. Pzip is also available for Mac versions. So there's a couple ways I said that you can download, that you can extract the files or unzip them. If you do an opposite mouse click or a right click with your mouse, you installed pzip, then you could go right here to pzip, and then you would come down and you would select extract here, smart new folder. And if you click on that, what basically happens is it starts to unzip the files. And as you see, it's running and unzipping the files. By selecting that smart folder option, what it does is it puts the folder right in your downloads area. And so if you double click on it, you will see that these are your files that you need. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to delete this file. And what I'll show you is how you can unzip the files without downloading any software. So if you do an opposite mouse click again or a right click on the file, you can come down and say open with, and you can select Windows Explorer. And what will happen is it will open the file, the zip file, and you can see all your files inside of it. If you select your files, and then you could do a right click or an opposite mouse click, say copy, hit your back button, and then I need to create a file folder for these files to be put into. So I'm going to do another right click or an opposite mouse click, and I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to give it a name, and you can use CIS 1350 files. I'm going to get inside that folder, and now I can do an opposite click or a right click and say paste. And what it will do is it will actually paste all of those files in there. So you're able to actually open the file without having any other special type of software. And we'll wait until this is done. And we are about there. Almost. And there, we're done. Now that we have the files extracted and unzipped, we're going to go into our Visual Studio Code application, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring in that folder. So once I've started the application, I'm going to click on Open Folder, and then I need to navigate to the location of where I saved that file folder, and for me it's in my Downloads folder. I would probably, if you clean out your Downloads folder often, I probably would save this in a different location, but that's up to you. So here's our file folder called CIS 1350 files, and if I select it once and say Select Folder, what's going to happen is it's going to bring in each one of our files. And you can trust the author on that question. So you have your individual homework assignment files, and then of course you have an index file, JS file, a CS, and an assets. So we need to talk a little bit about these files because it's going to pertain to what it is that you're going to be uploading to the server. The index file, the JS file folder, the CSS file folder, and the assets file folder all support this index file. So the JS, CSS, and assets support this index file, and you will be required to actually modify this index file. You're going to be writing 1 to 2 paragraphs of information about yourself. You're going to throw in a picture, and you're also going to link the assignment area to each one of your assignments when you get ready to post it to the server. And I'll explain that in another video for you. But we will be using each one of these file folders, the HTML1, and I'm going to go ahead and expand that. And what we have done is we've given you all the files that are in the textbook. So we, as far as homework goes, will only be working with case problem number 1. And if you open that up, you will see that these are the files that are associated for case problem number 1. Now, case problem 2 has their own code 1, code 2, and so forth. They also have their own file folders that are associated with them. What you will find out is that some instructors will have you do case problem 2 versus case problem 1. Some of the instructors will have you look at your tutorials and attempt to do the tutorials in your book. So depending on what your instructor requires you to do, that would be the files that you would be manipulating. In this particular course, we're going to be doing case problem 1 out of each one of these areas. So the original file, all have TXT on them. So you've got JTC index TXT, JTC pages TXT, and then you have JTC services TXT. What you're going to do is once you manipulate these files, you will be saving them without the TXT in the naming convention. So you will be uploading those files instead of these TXT files. The next piece we need to talk about also is your extensions. These extensions will help you with your coding. What you're going to do is you're going to come over here to this extension icon and you're going to select it. I already have the extensions installed on mine, but what you're going to do is you will search for each one of these extensions. The first one is going to be the HTML CSS support. And what will happen is that you will get a list of all variations of this search criteria, and this is the one that you're going to want to select. So what you're going to do is you're going to select this, and then you will have, instead of uninstall, you will have install. So you would click on it to install it, and then that will install that extension in this program. The next one that you're going to do is the live server, and it's forgiving as far as case sensitive. But this is the live server version that you want. Again, you would select it and you would say install rather than uninstall. The next one you want is material icon theme. Goodness. And here is that extension. You're going to install versus uninstall. And then the last one you'll want to do is open in browser. And then you'll select that one. This is the one that you want. Because you could also install or this one. So either one of these. So here's an example where you have the install. Doesn't matter if you have multiples installed. It is now installed. And if I go back here to the pages, if I want to take a look at the extensions again, I can just take this criteria out. And again, it shows you these are the extensions that you have installed. Thank you for watching the video.